Down to the final 4 teams in Division I Region 3, and the top 2 remaining seeds are going to battle tonight in Westerville. Upper Arlington, the number 5 seed, lost twice this season, but the Bears have won 4 straight leading into their game tonight with Olentangy Liberty. The Patriots also lost twice this season. However, they still finished as the number 1 seed in the region. But one of its 2 losses came to their combatant tonight, Upper Arlington. A berth in the Region 3 final is up next on Spectrum News 1. Tonight we come your way in Westerville, Ohio. It is round 3 of the Division I OHSAA football playoffs here on Spectrum News 1. And tonight, our regional semifinal matchup has the Liberty Patriots taking on the Upper Arlington Golden Bears. Hi again, everybody. Alongside my partner tonight, Chris Wallace, this is Todd Bell. We're happy to be with you. Chris, I feel like the intensity is ratcheted up. The weather has gotten a little cooler, misting as we speak here tonight. And we've got 2 teams that have already played here once this season. This should be a fun night of football.
Yeah, Todd. 2 teams very familiar with each other. Both teams 10-2. Both teams haven't lost since early October. Both teams are peaking at the right time, and Todd, somebody's got to flinch tonight, and the team that doesn't flinch is going to advance to the regional championship.
All right, speaking of the regional final, let's look at the bracket. You see the other matchup tonight has another Olentangy school in Berlin taking on Pick North. These 2 winners will play next week for a regional championship. All right, let's dive into our 2 teams, and let's start with Upper Arlington tonight. This is a team coached by Justin Buttermore, just year in and year out, 4 straight years of 10 or more wins. They're playing outstanding right now.
Yeah, they're doing very well, playing good football. And the last time these 2 teams met, the Bears trailed by 2 scores most of the game and were able to dig themselves out of the hole with a second half pick 6 and a big stop late in the 4th quarter. But the Bears definitely want to get off to a good start tonight.
Our stars to watch are brought to you by Roosters, a fun casual joint. We're going to highlight both quarterbacks. We're going to start with Upper Arlington's Kyle Cox.
Kyle Cox, 114 for 190 on the season. 15 touchdowns and only 6 interceptions. Really efficient, completing 60% of his passes. He had a big night last time playing against Liberty, throwing for 254 yards and 2 touchdowns. And the senior QB is going to need another good showing tonight if the Bears want to advance.
Liberty had a little hiccup last year. They went 4-8, but quickly, based on some veteran experience that they got last year, they've turned it around. And boy, when we saw them a couple of weeks ago, Chris, they were playing lights-out football.
Absolutely. They are peaking at the right time. The Patriots are on a 5-game win streak, and their last loss was October 4th against guess who? Upper Arlington. So there's nothing like getting their lick back and sending a team home all in one night.
All right, so we like Kyle Cox. Our Roosters star to watch on the other side, Andrew Leonard. Well, how about the season for this quarterback for Liberty?
Oh, man, the 3-year starter, the All-Central District Division I Offensive Player of the Year. Just yesterday, he was named that. Leonard has done a tremendous job leading his team with his leadership and poise. And I forgot to mention, he has 115 carries for 529 yards on the season. So the Bears will have their hands full tonight with Leonard and his plethora of weapons.
All right, we're running out of teams here in the OHSAA playoffs. Another one will be eliminated here tonight in Westerville. Stay with us. Liberty, Upper Arlington kickoff coming up next on Spectrum News 1. Well, as you see, kind of a drizzly night here tonight. Our weather presented by Green and Sons Farm and Lawn Equipment. Here in Westerville, it is playoff type weather. Our keys to the game are brought to you by the Central Ohio Toyota dealers, where you'll find more all-wheel drive and electrified choices than anywhere else. Toyota, let's go places. Chris.
Well, with Upper Arlington offensively, they want to start fast. Last game, they got outscored 21-7 in the first half, and they can't afford that tonight. Defensively, no big plays. Third down, they let them have, they converted 61% of the time with some big plays. You want to keep them off the field and get off the field on third down. Offensively for Olentangy Liberty, they want to run the ball, get the ball to Jake Struck and get him going, and no turnovers. Big time pick 6 last game in the second half that led to an Upper Arlington comeback. And defensively, they want to get off the field on third down as well. They did a good job last time, but that's why they're here. They get teams off the field on third down, and they want to continue that.
Upper Arlington won the coin toss. They deferred to the second half. So it'll be Edward Oakley with the ball teed up to our left, ready to go here for the Golden Bears. Back deep to receive Ben Goodwin, Antonio Kish. Round 3, Region 3, Division 1 underway here tonight on Spectrum News 1. Good kickoff by Oakley. No surprise. He sends a bunch of those into the end zone. And the Liberty offense will come out onto the field 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Well, Chris, you highlighted Andrew Leonard, the Central District Player of the Year. And we know how special he is because we saw him with 4 touchdown passes a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, and this team really circles around him. He's the heart of this team. Coach Sansbury, he said you couldn't ask for a better quarterback going into a high school season. Was 4-8 last year. Really got it together. Brought the team around with his 31 seniors, and here they are, ready to go this weekend.
So it'll be 1st down and 10. Grayson Davis is a sophomore running back, and he'll line up to the right of the senior Andrew Leonard for Liberty on 1st down and 10. First play of the game here tonight. And they'll play action. Leonard's going to look to try and scramble and run. And a short one, he'll gain 2 out to the 22-yard line. Here comes the rest of the Liberty offense. And Chris, pretty balanced. 158 on the ground, 176 through the air, 334 yards of total offense. They average 30 points a game. You really don't have a great idea what they're going to do offensively coming in because they are very talented, both throwing and running the football.
Yes, they've been keeping defenses on their heels all year long. Real sound with the running game. The quarterback can run the ball as well, which brings another hat into the box and allow them to block. And in the passing game, he can buy time and find receivers down the field with weapons outside. Explosive offense.
2nd down after a short gain. They'll throw it to the outside, and Christian Moulton will make the catch. Immediately wrapped up by James Wilcox and the Golden Bears on the other side of the field. This defense is very, very sound. Chris, they only give up 11 points a game, only 193 yards of total offense. This is week 13. They've only given up 14 defensive touchdowns this year.
Sound squad. They play all 3 phases of the game. Their defense, they are disciplined. They're where they're supposed to be at the right time and wait for that team, that offensive team, to make a mistake, and that's when they're there to capitalize on it.
It'll be 3rd down. They'll spread it out. 3 wide receivers to the near side. Leonard on the move. Bought some time. Going to try a deep one downfield. Struck, trying to come back to it. Slips. Ball was underthrown. Good coverage by Zach Corna downfield for UA. And a 3-and-out by Liberty to start the game.
Yeah, did a good job of getting him out of the pocket. I thought he might have been able to flip those hips and throw the ball early, but he held on it a little bit long and had to make Jake Struck come back and get the ball.
Gino Sakach will do the punting tonight for Liberty. 15 kicks for an average of 36.5. Jake Braun, you see there on your screen, is back deep to receive for the Golden Bears. Good snap back. A little hesitation. And the punt downfield will be fair caught at the 43-yard line. And that is where UA will take over. 1st down and 10, 10-19 to play here in the opening quarter. Kyle Cox, he's a little slight, Chris. He stands 6'2", 190. You kind of look at him, he's a little thin, but seeing him the last couple of years, don't let that fool you. He's got a strong arm and a very, inside that helmet, pretty good nugget, too.
Yeah, and what I like about him, he's a winner. He finds ways to win. So you can't measure that in size, speed, and stats. You look at this guy, he puts his offensive team in position to have a chance to win week in and week out. So you got to appreciate that out of your quarterback.
So it'll be 1st down and 10. Pretty good field position for the Golden Bears on their opening possession of the game here tonight. And on 1st down, Cox to the air. Backus will make the catch at the 48. Immediately going to be tackled. That'll be a nice pickup, however, of 5 yards on 1st down. This UA offense, again, very balanced as well. 140 on the ground, 133 through the air, 274 overall. But, Chris, we expect them to through a lot of what we just saw here because Coach Buttermore's not convinced they're going to be able to run it between the tackles tonight.
Right, and you saw that as a reflection of the last time they played. Cox threw for like 254 yards, I believe, last game. So they're going to spread it out and try to hit the perimeter on the Liberty and play that guessing game when they can hit them up the gut.
Drew Theotto will get the carry on 2nd down. He'll be just a little short of the line to gain. More on Theato and a missing Alec Diller here in a moment. The defense for Liberty, well, just everywhere there are players, and especially these linebackers led by Austin Stamp. They're going to hit you, and they're going to come at you all night long, and then when you think they're not coming, they're coming some more. Physical.
That's all I can say about this team. That's one thing I've noticed different over the years watching Olentangy Liberty. They are very physical this time around and can make a run.
3rd and short. Theato's going to get the first down to the 46-yard line. Drew Theato, a sophomore, 5'9", and this is a guy who wasn't playing any role for the Golden Bears till a couple of weeks ago. Alec Diller has got a foot injury, tried to give it a go this week, Chris, but could not do so. And so this little man who came out of nowhere is going to get the bulk of the carries tonight.
Yeah, and that's a tribute to Coach Buttermore and the next man up mentality. They losing 616 yards from Alec Diller, but the young sophomore stepped up, his team surrounded him, and here they are.
Diller had 8 touchdowns this year to go along with those numbers Chris just regurgitated. Theato, great blocking to the outside. He's got a first down. Bounced off a Patriot and out of bounds at the 30-yard line. That's going to be a 16-yard pickup. That matches his longest run of the season.
Great job. Right off tackle again. Like you said, they're going to try their chances on the perimeter. They got a great down block by the tackle. Got space, and here we are 1st and 10, moving the chains.
So they will have it inside Liberty territory. Patriots went 3 and out. That's the 2nd first down now for the Golden Bears on this opening possession of the game. And Kyle Cox will roll out here on 1st down. Eyes downfield. Now he's going to scramble straight forward and slides down at the 25-yard line. That'll be a gain of 5 on the play. Doesn't like to run a lot, Chris. Only 27 yards rushing, only 1 rushing touchdown this season, but shows that he can.
Yeah, real efficient. He's going to have to run a little bit tonight. You can see they're dropping back, taking away some passing lanes, so he's going to have to move these chains with his feet tonight.
2nd down for the Golden Bears. 4th consecutive 10-win season, 10 or more wins. Went 14 a couple of years ago. 2nd down from the 25. Theato to the outside, and this time Ryan Schapker, an honorable mention, all-centric district performer on that defensive end wearing number 0 in blue. He'll make the tackle, and if that's a tackle for loss, it'll be his 10th of the year. He likes to live in the backfield.
Yeah, great job of scraping down the line and making that tackle. They had to play side. They had to play side block. They had to play side block, and the linebacker was able to scrape and make a good play right there.
So it'll be 3rd down and 6. Play action for Cox. Great pocket. Now scrambles and tried to hit Drew Parker, who had vacated his blocking to become a receiver downfield. Incomplete pass. And it looks like Coach Buttermore is going to play a little bit of the, well, no, I beg your pardon. Let's turn that around. Edward Oakley's going to come out here and try a long field goal on the opening possession of the game. So a little bit of a breeze down on the field, but not much. Edward Oakley this year, 7 out of 13 with a long of 37. Noah Gellert, who is the holder, will put it down on the 33. A 43-yard field goal try on the way. Plenty of leg, and it is good. 43-yard field goal, longest of the year by the sophomore Edward Oakley. And Upper Arlington will take a 3-0 lead on their first possession of the night. Yeah. So Edward Oakley with the 3-pointer takes us to a timeout. 6:56 to play. Plenty of leg for the sophomore, and the Golden Bears have a 3-0 lead. Justin Buttermore's Golden Bears, a 3-0 lead. I almost don't recognize Coach Buttermore anymore in a positive way. I couldn't find him on the field. He's lost 40 pounds, he said. It's a rigorous 5 a.m. every day, 5 days a week workout. Says I feel better.
Yeah.
Well, he looks better. I know that. I'm going to get on that same plan. Just sans the whole 5 a.m. stuff. That's.
Yeah, I don't know about the 5 a.m. I've tried it, and it hurts. It hurts when you're not playing ball anymore.
Edward Oakley, who had the field goal a moment ago, will send it. And looks like Struck's going to get his hands on it at the goal line. He works up over the 20, and he's got room. Near sideline for making Antonio Kish. There's several penalties back at midfield, and Antonio Kish's kick return is going to probably come back.
Antonio Kish with the return.
It would have been 99 yards for Antonio Kish. They do not have a kickoff return for a touchdown. And the Liberty Bluebirds are out as they're disappointed. Boy, that was quite a hole that opened up for Antonio Kish, and perhaps we know why.
During the return, holding number 34 of the return team, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down, Liberty.
That's our head referee tonight, Keith Johnson, his crew in charge of tonight's game. First time we hear from him here this evening. So this is a disappointing outcome here. See if we can find 34 in blue right there, right where the hold happened, or right where the hole was, I should say. And it was not just one flag. There were a couple of flags that were thrown and seen by this officiating crew. But still, decent starting field position. 23-yard line here for the Patriots. John Sansbury, second season, a record of 12-10. He's an 05 grad of Liberty, as Jake Struck is going to be in the backfield, and he's going nowhere. So, Chris, let's talk about Jake Struck here a little bit. He is a dangerous player no matter where he lines up. He's got 47 catches. He's got 78 runs on the year, and spoke with Coach Buttermore before the game and said, do you have any idea where he's going to line up? He says, no, but we're going to find him.
Yeah, probably had a number 21 jersey during practice, trying to acknowledge where he is, and according to where he is how the defense is probably going to play.
He had 14 rushes for 66 yards and a touchdown when these two teams met earlier this season. 2nd and 10, Struck near side, hurdles over a man, bounced off of one, and they finally, Dom Bennett, able to get a hold of him and slow him down. That'll be a gain of about 5. When we had Liberty a couple of weeks ago against Orange, we saw limited action of Struck in the backfield. They had a goal line situation. They gave it to him, and he rammed it right into the end zone. He did all of his work that night on the outside. It is unusual at this level to see this versatile of a player.
Yeah, he did a great job, like you were talking about. I do remember him lining up back there and running a route out the backfield and scoring a touchdown and a reception. So look for that tonight as well, keeping him in the backfield, but still keeping him in the pass game out of the backfield. But here he is lined up.
3rd down, they'll need the 33 for a first down. A trio of receivers to the near side for Leonard, who will look to throw it. Downfield he looks, there's nothing available, so he'll scramble, and he's sandwiched by 2 Bears right at the first down line to gain, and he's gonna get it. Dom Bennett, Nick Ardella will team up on the tackle, but a wise decision by Leonard, and they've got their first down of the night.
Great job by Leonard. I thought he had somebody, but he decided to tuck in and say, hey, I'm going to do this myself today and move these chains. I'm the senior. I'm the leader. Let's move the chains by myself right here.
So unlike Kyle Cox, Leonard will run over 500 yards this season, 4 rushing touchdowns, and he had 16 rushes for 93 yards against UA earlier this season. First down from the 34-yard line, and it's Jake Struck. Hesitation, and he spun around at around the 35-yard line, only a gain of 1. Now this defense, they're very good up front, and 97 in white. He's the guy that you're going to want to keep an eye on, and he'll be easy to find because there'll be about 2 or 3 or 4 blue jerseys blocking him. Cal Thrush, 97 in white, headed to Michigan State to play his Saturday football.
Well, we talked about Coach Buttermore talking about where Jake Struck was. Coach Sansbury always wants to know where Thrush is. He spoke about that as well. So it's going to be a battle tonight. He looks like a man-child out there.
Yes, he does. Short gain on first down by Struck. Leonard to the air. Again, scrambles, hurdles, and dives ahead just past the line of scrimmage. Tackle made by Jake Braun, I beg your pardon. And it'll be 3rd down and long. Do you recommend this here for your quarterback?
No. I want him to throw the ball on time. He's got some receivers that's open right now, but I don't think he's quite comfortable with what he's seeing yet. And I know they're going to adjust, but if he throws that ball on time, there's some open receivers.
So now they got to convert a 3rd down and long situation here. They need to get all the way out to the 44-yard line here to move the chains. 3 coming for the Golden Bears. They drop 8.
Throw it.
Leonard. Pressure coming at him. Looking downfield. Fires a deep one in the area of Struck. He's got it on the slide at the 22-yard line.
I mean, I don't know how long he can run open back there.
He was open all night.
42 yards on the strike by Leonard to Struck.
Great job of buying time. We talked about how he buy time. And here he is again. Made another guy miss. They're Struck in the screen right there saying, hey, I've been open this whole time. Please throw it. Good play.
1st down for the Patriots. And it is Grayson Davis, and they bury him behind the line of scrimmage. On top of that pile was big 97 Cal Thrush, 1st-team all-district performer. You look at his numbers, and they're not incredibly impressive, but it's because he has so many guys blocking him every week. It's hard to get numbers.
No, I'm an offensive coordinator. I run away from him. That's why his numbers are low. They are running the opposite side. He went opposite and made that tackle right there.
Loss of a yard, tackle for loss, 5th of the year for Thrush. Play action, Leonard keeps, he ran right into Thrush. Driven backwards by Noah Gellert. That'll be a loss of 3. It'll be 3rd down and long.
Run away.
There's your all-central district and the guys on defense, Chris, that made that 1st and 2nd team.
Yeah, 3 DBs in there and Thrush. So you got a pass rush, which is going to make that quarterback get rid of that ball early, and you got 3 DBs back there being ball hawks with the pressure from Thrush. That's a recipe for a good defense.
Yeah,
right
Coach
there.
Sansbury pointed out this secondary and how good he really thought they were when we talked to him before the game tonight.
Yeah.
They've got to get down to the 11 on 3rd down. Leonard steps into a throw to the back of the end zone, and that's way out of play.
Yeah.
Looking for the very talented Christian Moulton, but there are markers down.
Yeah, he got pushed out of bounds on the way there.
So senior wide receiver Christian Moulton, who only needs 5 yards coming into tonight to get 1,000 on the year, was the intended receiver. And he was ridden out of bounds down there in the end zone, and the officials are going to throw the flag.
Pass interference, defense number 1. Half the distance to the goal. It's still 3rd down.
So it's a half the distance to the goal penalty. And just kind of rides him right out of bounds.
Yeah, he wasn't even turned around, didn't have him in his hip. He pushed him right out of bounds.
So it's not an automatic 1st down, so it's a 3rd and 1 at the 12.
Who do you think's going to get this?
Well, Jake Struck's lined up to the left of Leonard, and now we're going to get whistles. And they're going to reset the play clock here, apparently. So Liberty now will have to huddle back up. Looks like Ryan Shapker, a defensive end, has also checked into the backfield for Liberty. And he would be my guess, he would be the lead blocker on this handoff
right.
to Struck. I mean, you and I are just up here in the press box, and we've got a pretty good read on where this ball's going. So you figure UA's got a good read on it, but how do you stop it?
Well, we could have a wrinkle here, too, you know.
Moulton's down here at the bottom of the screen with single coverage. 3rd and short. It's Struck. 1st down inside the 10.
Yeah.
So nothing fancy. They hand it to Jake Struck. It'll be 1st and goal for Liberty. Late moments here in our 1st quarter.
I like how he got the ball and went downhill there. I want to see more of that from him. Looked like early on he's trying to get that big play quick. Now that he got the big reception play, maybe he can settle down and start getting north and south, because he's a load once he gets downhill.
So it'll be 1st and goal at the 8-yard line. Again, they stay with the big formation with Struck and Shapker in the backfield. Moulton, the single receiver, at the bottom of the screen. It is Struck sweeping right, and they've got that one pretty well bottled up. Maybe got a yard down around the 7-yard line for Jake Struck, who has 23 total touchdowns this year, and he's got 9 of them on the ground. And unable to get much there, so it'll be 2nd and goal, and that is going to be our final play of the opening quarter. So Upper Arlington, 1 possession. They come up with these 3 points on Edward Oakley, a 43-yarder for the Golden Bears, but Liberty, they've got the ball on the doorstep. Good one here tonight in Westerville. Chris and I are back after this timeout on Spectrum News 1. 3-0 Upper Arlington with a lead at the end of 1 quarter. Todd Bell, Chris Wallace with you here at Westerville Central. Our great Spectrum News 1 crew bringing you the sights and sounds tonight. Chris, great first quarter. Liberty's got the ball here, 2nd and goal from the 7-yard line, trying to take the lead here.
Yep, this is playing a chess match. Where's Thresher? Where's Struck? Where's Moulton?
Well, Struck's in the backfield. Thrush is playing defense right across from Struck, and Moulton's all the way to the top of the screen, or bottom of the screen. There's everybody. And Leonard over the middle high and incomplete. Jake Struck, the intended receiver. Everybody got tangled up, and the incompletion will make it 3rd down. Nick Ardella was in there on the coverage for the Golden Bears.
Solid defense. They thought they were going to see some all-out pressure. Tried to get Struck out of the backfield, but they stayed back. Maybe a little hold. But in the playoffs,
but what did you tell me about 5 weeks ago?
I just said it. In the playoffs, you got to earn it here in the playoffs.
Andrew Leonard, 36 passing touchdowns this year. Grayson Davis lines up in the backfield. Struck and Moulton are to the top.
The corner route. Slot fade.
Moulton's the man in motion. Leonard looks the way of Struck in the back corner, and he threw it too far. Incomplete pass. Zach Corna on the coverage. And it looks like Liberty will be the field goal unit out and try and match that 3-pointer.
Yep, had him on the corner. Just got to put a little more touch on it. I know he made a safe throw. If Struck doesn't get it, it's out of bounds. We can kick the field goal, tie it up. Live to play another day.
So coming out for the field goal try, Sean Hendricks, 5 out of 7 on the year with a long of 37. This will be of 24 yards to tie the game, and it is good. And so with 11:45 to play now here in the opening frame, they come back and they get the game-tying field goal. It is 3-3. Now Liberty and UA, and so we've seen both special teams come up big here early in this game.
Yeah, both special teams did their job when it was time to do it. Even on the kickoff return, but we had a penalty.
Right.
But I think that got Liberty a little juice going. Was able to sustain a drive, convert on some 3rd downs. Field goal kicker, special teams got the ball game tied. We're ready to kick off this second quarter here.
Of course, Upper Arlington, a long, proud tradition. Olentangy Liberty not as long. Back in 2000s is when this school became a thing in the Olentangy School District. So not a ton of meetings between the two teams as you see our all-time series history. And again, UA won earlier this year. Liberty leads the series 7-2. The teams, though, Chris, have split the last 4 meetings, and 2 of the last 3 have gone overtime. And our game earlier this year was 3 points. So are you surprised we're tied here in the second quarter tonight?
No, not at all. And that's why these teams are here, man. They play solid. They play all 3 phases. And I talked about it in our opening segment. Somebody's got to flinch tonight, and these 2 teams aren't used to flinching. So I can't wait to see how this thing turns out.
Liberty won those OT games 28-27 and 19-16. Who caught the game-winning touchdown in overtime last year? Jake Struck for Liberty. Kickoff into the end zone. UA will scrimmage from its own 20-yard line. Only their 2nd possession of the game. Chris, that first quarter flew by. Both teams primarily keeping it on the ground there in the opening frame. UA took advantage of a shortish field, had their own 43 the first time, came away with a long field goal by Oakley. So we'll see what they've got in store here on their 2nd offensive possession of the game, led by quarterback Kyle Cox. Senior threw for just under 1,500 yards this year, threw for 254 and 2 scores against Liberty earlier this season. The tight ends H-back to Phillips, and Parker will shift to the near side of the formation. Cox on first down will hand it off. This is Jaden Shinavong, and he'll cut up field and make his way out over the 20, out to around the 23-yard line. And in fact, yep, that is Shinavong in there on the run. They'll use him throughout the course of the game. A little different back, 89 carries, 608 yards, couple of touchdowns, and he had 45 yards in their game against Liberty earlier this year. And you can see he can take a hit because he got hit a couple times right there.
Yeah, and that's Upper Arlington's MO. They do it by committee. They do it as a team. They are a solid team, and Coach Sansbury said that as well. They're going to use everybody they have, and all of them are ready to play.
Cox on the move. Tried to settle once, didn't have anything, so he throws it over the head of Trent Wolpert, the intended receiver. Junior, special mention All-Ohioan. There you see number 9, his 44 catches on the year, but that one over his head, and it'll be third down. What's the challenge for UA in the passing game? Coach Buttermore said before the game, our offensive line has gotten better on the year, but we've got to get Kyle on the perimeter sometimes.
Yeah, look for him probably to use some play action. They tried to roll him out there, but that's a major no-no. Do not stop when you're rolling out because the cavalry's coming after you behind your back. So you want to keep going. Did a good job of throwing that away. But, yeah, they definitely want to get him out of pocket, move the pocket, and try to make some plays downfield.
Third down, they'll need the 30. Cox with a blitzer coming up the middle. Wolpert's got it, 35-yard line and a first down. Out to the 37-yard line. Trent Wolpert on a nice route coming across the middle. Wrapped up on the play by Tyler Thornton. And Cox on a long third down will move the chains.
Yeah, great job. Had the curl route on Hersey, had him kind of on skates and lost in the sauce right there and was able to run that curl route and was wide open. Good execution, first down.
Wolpert had a huge game against Liberty earlier this year. He catches 140 yards and a touchdown in their win against the Patriots. First down and 10 at the 33-yard line now for the Golden Bears. And it'll be Shinavong, tries to bounce to the outside, and a great open field tackle, and they'll lose yardage on the play. This is going to be Cameron Cole, honorable mention, Central District linebacker, to make that stop.
Yeah, and he's going to have to continue to do that all night. They're going to have to make tackles in space. Coach Buttermore is going to attack the outside of this defense, and those outside linebackers and those defensive end and those linebackers scraping are going to have to make tackles in space.
Second down, football back at the 36-yard line now for the Golden Bears.
A little pressure outside.
Cox will throw it this way, and the receiver got blown up. They were trying to set, I think, Wally Sweeney up, number 2, and he was on the ground.
Yeah.
So it'll be third down and long.
Him and Wolpert was on the ground, so I don't know what happened there. I was looking at the ball and the snap.
Well, Wally Sweeney was a guy they were without the first couple of games of the year, but he came back to have a great season. 660 receiving yards and 9 touchdowns, and that was another player that Coach Buttermore said before the game, we have to get him involved. So far without a touch tonight. Well, they converted on 3rd and 7 a moment ago. Now they need all the way out to the 48-yard line. Liberty brings only 3. Cox on the move, throws over the middle, back is the catch at midfield and a first down. There is a penalty marker down behind the play in the offensive backfield, and this play is coming back.
We've already reached our flag quota for last game.
So the reception by Backus would have been his 2nd of the night and 8th of the year, is coming back.
Holding, offense, number 70, 10 yards from the previous spot. It's third down.
Ian Donahue's 2nd team All-Central District tackle was the guilty party that time, and Chris, this will put him way behind the sticks now, and this is one here where you just got to kind of come away with a safe play. Don't turn the ball over, right? Let your defense get back out on the field.
Yeah, they got some guys running open, and the offensive line, they've come a long way, Coach Buttermore said, with some protection.
Liberty got a couple guys at the line of scrimmage, and they're coming. Cox pressured, they set up a screen. This will be caught by Theatu, and he's going to be tackled at about the 36-yard line. Pretty good play call there. They get some of that penalty yardage back, and now the punting unit will come out onto the field for the first time tonight for UA.
Yeah, great job. even Bailey Bird's still out there, and he was struggling this week. They didn't know if he was going to play. I seen him limping off of the field there. He said, "Coach, this is it. I got to be out there."
Coming out to punt, Edward Oakley. Not a great one. That'll bounce out of bounds. Oh, actually stayed in bounds. Oh, what a lucky roll for UA. It hung a left instead of a right. Goes all the way down to the 22-yard line. 43-yard punt, no return. 3-3 UA and Liberty for the Patriots. Jake Struck and this Liberty offense coming back out onto the field for the Patriots here on Spectrum News 1. Tie game here, second quarter. Don't forget on Saturday, we'll recap the Ohio State Northwestern game at Wrigley Field with Andy Baskett and Jamel White. And we'll take you live to Ryan Day's news conference around 3:30. And then on Sunday, join Andy and Jamel following the Saints and Browns for analysis and comments from Kevin Stefanski, which should begin around 4 p.m. That's the postgame report on Spectrum News 1 and the Spectrum News app. 1st and 10, Liberty from their own 22-yard line as we resume action. And Leonard will hand it off to Struck, who reverses his field. Greeted over there at the line of scrimmage by the UA defense. No gain on 1st down.
Great job. Great job by Jake Braun coming up and making this hit. Look at this squared up hit right here. Boom. No, sir.
Well, one thing you know about Justin Buttermore's teams, they are going to be fundamental. And that was Jake Braun, a second-team all-district performer who had 8 tackles and a tackle for loss when these teams met earlier this year, getting the stop there. So it'll be 2nd down and 10 now for the Patriots here on offense. Under 8 minutes to go here in our first half. Christian Moulton down here to the bottom of the screen. Haven't been able to get him involved just yet. And we're going to get a delay of game here against Liberty.
Timeout.
Nope, got the
Olentangy
timeout
Liberty.
first.
It was their first charge timeout of the half.
So the first timeout used by Coach Sansbury and Liberty. At Spectrum News, we're committed to strengthening the fabric of the local communities through our reporting with stories that inspire and news that matters on your smart TV and connected devices, streaming live 24/7. Plus, on-demand weather forecasts. It's all there as you step outside with a Spectrum News mobile app. Keeping you informed, in and in the know throughout your day. Spectrum News, your community connection, exclusively for Spectrum customers, now available on your favorite devices. Coach Sansbury, who graduated, part of the first graduating class at Olentangy Liberty back in 2005, longtime assistant there. And now in his 2nd year as the head coach, and he's continued this tradition on for the Patriots, who, Chris, you'll remember, back in 16, 17, and 18, played in 3 consecutive Division I state semifinals.
Yes, they did. Very solid team. Always been right there with a chance to make a big run and get to the big dance. And they have another chance right here in 2024.
2nd down and 10 for the Patriots out of their own timeout. Moulton is the man in motion. Leonard is pressured right away, was able to elude the onrushing defender, and now Leonard takes off. He's to the 35, to the near side boundary. Drilled out of bounds, but say he was on the boundary when he was hit. Luke Nelson applied to hit Andrew Leonard with a big run all the way out to the 43-yard line at 21 yards and a 1st down.
They let you play in the playoffs. They let you play.
I thought it was clean.
Yeah.
What a play here by Leonard to begin with to get out of Nick Ardella. And then where does the hit happen? Oh, it's
right
inbounds.
Yeah, right inbounds.
I mean, it's hard to boo when the player was inbounds when he got hit.
Well, I think they're a little partial on this side.
You think?
Not sure, but I'm just taking a hunch at that.
Quick one to the outside. Moulton the catch out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Tapped out of there by Braun. I told you in the open, the intensity is ratcheted up here tonight, partner.
Yes, it is. We're seeing it. We're witnessing it.
Pick up a 5 and a good, quick 5-yard pickup by Leonard and the Patriots. Coming in 10 and 2 on the season. They tied with UA and Orange for the OCC Central Division title this year. Leonard on the runs, got a first down. They'll move the chains on a couple of 5-yard plays.
Great job right there. They caught Thrush coming downhill a little hard. He's made a couple plays coming from the backside, and this time they took advantage of his aggression right there with Leonard pulling the ball and getting the first down.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Patriots, who beat Lancaster 42-7, Groveport 27-7 on their path here.
Got another hitch down here too. They're playing off.
Now the Bears will bring a couple of extra defenders up to the line of scrimmage. Here is that hitch. Moulton around the struck block. Got out of one, and then will finally be wrapped up at the UA 43-yard line.
You take that anytime you can get it. If you're staying off of Moulton like that, and you can get him the ball in space, go ahead and give it to him.
Well, he had 10 catches, 91 yards, 2 touchdowns in the loss against UA a couple of weeks back, and 16 touchdowns receiving this year for the talented senior wide receiver.
He's got help over top. They got 2 guys keeping an eye on him over here, but that gives single coverage over to the trip side to Jake Struck.
Leonard, maybe a late change on the play. With time, down the center of the field for Struck at the 5, and he couldn't hang on. Corna got his hands in there and disrupted it just at the last instant. And it'll be 3rd down for Liberty. What a pretty throw by Andrew Leonard.
Yeah, great job. Looks like Leonard checked into that. Like I was saying, they're giving help over on Moulton, which as a numbers game, you only got so much you can do with 4 receivers and 3 on the other side, which created some man-to-man coverage, and they just wasn't able to connect. Great job by number 4, Zach Corner, of making that breakup.
They'll need the 37-yard line here for a first down. They bring pressure. Leonard throws over the middle, and it's knocked away by Corna, trying to hit Jake Struck coming across the middle. And it'll be 4th down and 5.
And the coverage for the Bears.
Job that time, brought the heat, made him get rid of it quick. And they all have each other's film right there. So they brought the heat, put pressure on the quarterback, but also they seem like they know what their hot route packages are and try to play that, and that's what they did right there.
Dom Bennett applied that hit of Leonard as he let go of the football. Gino Sakac back out to punt for the 2nd time tonight. A little bit of a high one, and just got that one away as Noah Gellert almost blocked it. It's racing to the goal line, and it's batted back in play, and now picked up by UA and returned out to the 11-yard line. So they were able to save themselves a little bit of field possession there. Now remember, this is one of these plays, as you see this, once this ball is touched by Liberty, even if Braun were to fumble this and Liberty take the ball, it doesn't count. The ball would just go back to where it was illegally touched. So that's actually a smart play by Braun. It seemed dangerous, but a heads-up play.
Not surprised by Coach Buttermore team that they're aware of those situations.
So they put the ball on the 10-yard line, where it'll be 1st down, 3rd possession of this first half by UA. Ty scored 3. Cox on the move. Long throw to the boundary. Sweeney's got the catch. Out of bounds. That'll be a 1st down throw to the 22. There's that strong, deceiving arm that Kyle Cox has. This is perfectly thrown.
And look at the mechanics. When you're rolling left and right-handed, you got to get your shoulders around. You got to pendulum that ball, but you got to swivel it around and make sure you get the right throw. He was coming downhill. Perfect execution.
Gain of 11 out to the 21-yard line. 1st and 10 on the throw by Kyle Cox, 2nd team All-Central District performer this year. The Phillips and Parker shift to the right side of the formation. Cox, quick throw to the outside. Caught by Wolpert and immediately wrapped up at the 28-yard line.
Great job. They're just playing pitch and catch right now.
Carter Kuhn out there on the tackle for Liberty. That'll be a good pickup, almost 7 on 1st down. Keep your eye on that clock as well. Plenty of timeout still for both teams. But UA will snap this with about 5 minutes to play here in this first half.
Kish and Thornton going to have to come up a tad bit and take away these outs and hitches because they're going to keep taking them.
On second down, Cox steps up over the middle behind Wolpert, who reaches back and hangs onto the football. What a catch by Trent Wolpert, 6'2", and he needed every last inch of his fingertips to hold on to that football. First down, UA.
Good job. Look at how Cox steps up in the pocket and stares down the barrel. That's what you want as a quarterback. Stepping up into that pocket, eyes still downfield, executing, and then it helps when you got Wolpert making that good play with the ball behind you. 4
touchdowns for Wolpert this year, and a possession grab there to give UA a first down at the 44-yard line. Theato will get the carry, not very far. Shapker wraps him up. Honorable mention district performer. This guy's going to play on Saturdays at the Division III or Division II level probably, and Shapker makes the stop right there. Minimal gain, if any, on first down. And you look at this defense by Liberty this year and what they have done. And you see the takeaways, 18 of them this year. No turnovers yet in this game. Second down and long coming up now for the Golden Bears. 3-3. Late stages, second quarter. Empty backfield for Cox. He's got Sweeney in and out of traffic. First down to the Liberty 44-yard line. That'll be a gain of 11 for Wally Sweeney, and they'll move the chains.
I love how they are giving some smoke and mirrors. They're motioning the running back out. Watch how they motion the running back out, get Liberty flowing, and then bring Sweeney back in for a jailbreak screen and gets the first down. Great job of using your smoke and mirrors right now, getting this aggressive defense and physical defense moving side to side and hitting them opposite of what their the motions are showing.
First down at the 44-yard line. And they'll move Cox again. Settles, looking back the other way. There's no receivers over there, so Cox will have to race out of bounds. Got back to the line of scrimmage. We'll see where they get him out. It's going to be right around the 42-yard line, so a pickup of 2 for Kyle Cox. Sweeney was the only receiver on that side of the field, Chris, and he slipped and fell down, and Cox had nothing.
Yep, but you got a good, experienced quarterback. Didn't panic. You already see he's used to staying in the pocket amongst chaos and completing the ball, so he did what he did. Get back to the line of scrimmage as best you can and play second down.
Second down at about 8 from the 42-yard line. Oakley a 43-yard field goal for Upper Arlington. Hendricks, 24-yard field goal for Liberty is your scoring. Cox throws that one dangerously past Sweeney. And they did not bite on that play fake at all. Austin Stamp got back into the backfield, made him adjust that. They've gone to halftime. Sorry, Chris. They've gone to halftime here in the other game tonight. Pick North leads Berlin 10-7. And the winner of that game will take on the winner of this one. Go ahead, partner.
No, I was just saying, I think both offense and defense called the right play. They knew this was their tendency to bring pressure. They had the slant route, but the defense did a great job of getting their hands up and disrupting the pass. And here we go, third and long.
Well, they've already converted a couple of third down longs. They'll have to get down to the 34-yard line to move the chains on this possession.
Dropping 8.
Cox with time. Open receiver. Wolpert, and he dropped the football. Had all kinds of green turf in front of him, and he just didn't look it in. Boy, he made that sure-handed grab earlier, and this time just didn't get it into the mitts.
They're dropping 8. Lincoln Gardner should have stayed with him as he was dragging across, but he stayed back, got a little some miscommunication there. I know they're going to talk about that. He was wide open to make that. That's a play he normally makes, but he wasn't able to make it.
Kickoff, or the punt, I should say, by Oakley. And that's going to bounce out of bounds over on the far side of the field. And it'll be Liberty football, 2:38 to play here in the first half. Coming up at halftime, Curtis Jackson, Mary Lee Melendez, meteorologist Tyler Seabury. They're all going to have the latest headlines and weather from the Spectrum News 1 studio. We'll also introduce you to a local business owner who is a massive supporter of all 4 Olentangy high schools. Plus, we'll look at the first half highlights. That's all coming up at the half. 2:38 first half. Liberty ball at their own 15-yard line. So what are you thinking here offensively, Chris? 3-3 game, you got 2 timeouts.
I like what I saw out of trips, where with Moulton in the boundary away from the trips, you got some favorable matchups. But I know out here they're going to be safe and try to run this ball, see if they can run for a first down.
Well, Leonard to the air. Didn't have what he wanted right away. Now we'll step up, and he's hit by Cal Thrush and wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage back at the 14-yard line. The Michigan State commit comes up with his 2nd sack of the year.
Well, we know what you're going to do now. It's 2nd and long. Great job. You hold on the ball that long with a guy like Thrush coming after you. Nothing good going to come out of that most of the time.
Nick Ardella was also in there on that stop. Leonard back to the air with time. Short catch, and just shy of the line to gain is Gino Sakac, senior wide receiver, with his 18th catch of the year. He's got a couple of scores. Liberty's going to get back to the line of scrimmage here on a 3rd down and 1.
I like a hitch down here.
Leonard again scrambling. This time we'll have enough for the first down. Out to the 30-yard line. Finally got run down by junior safety Nick Ardella. And Leonard able to scramble around. And so on this initial set of downs, they pick up 15 yards.
A little out route right here. Get the clock stop.
Leonard looking. Again, didn't have it. And again, swarmed under. Back at the 25-yard line, James Wilcox this time with the sack, his 2nd of the year.
Yeah, that's the leader. That's one of the leaders of the defense as well, Wilcox. But look who starts that. Thrush coming up, making him turn back.
Wilcox had 5 tackles in their win against Liberty earlier this year, a loss of 5 there.
Wasting a lot of time.
Game clock's under a minute. Leonard to the near side. Goodwin will make the catch at the 35-yard line. First time we've mentioned Ben Goodwin in the receiving game. 16 catches, almost 200 yards and a touchdown. And he had a 21-yard day against UA earlier this season. So they'll get 10. It'll be 3rd and 5.
He's an all-Ohio lacrosse goalie, too.
Oh, my partner dropping the lacrosse knowledge. Where did that come from?
Hey, you never know. It's the playoffs. Got to break tendencies.
They're bringing pressure. Leonard throws left in the area of Struck, who one-hands it and driven out of bounds shy of midfield. Kyle McLaughlin will make the tackle. First down for Liberty.
We're in prevent defense. That's why I said get some out routes. Catch the ball, get out of bounds. Great job. Great one hand. Not surprised, though. Jake Struck, son of Lee Struck, former Rocket of mine teammate. Got to throw a shout out to Lee. How you doing?
It'll be 1st and 10 at midfield. And now if you're Liberty, you still have 2 timeouts remaining. Might start to think about, can you get into Sean Hendricks' field goal range here? UA will rush 3. Leonard steps up. Pressure coming at him. Penalty marker is down. And Leonard will just float it out of bounds in the direction of Ben Goodwin. That play took 10 seconds, and they're going to lose yardage because of the penalty.
You see that shoulder pad. Definitely hold right there.
Usually a telltale sign, right?
Yeah.
You just hope that the referees see that.
Holding. Offense number 66. 10 yards from the previous spot. Still first down.
Liam Hayward, honorable mention, all-district performer, is the guilty party. See 66 right there. And that's a takedown. So it'll back them all the way up to the 40-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 20 now for Liberty.
Bringing pressure.
Leonard again, trying to find some room, and none is to be had. This UA defense, and these are coverage sacks. This is allowing those guys up front to get in there. And the UA defense with all kinds of momentum. I'm not sure Liberty's going to snap it again. I think they're just going to head to the locker room here.
Yeah.
And pretty much what we expected here tonight. A couple of teams just banging heads against each other. And we've got a 3-3 game here at the break, Chris.
Yeah, this is what we thought. This is what we thought, and it's going to be a heck of a second half.
Couple of field goals. 3-3 at the break. Stay with us. All of our halftime festivities from the studios are coming up on Spectrum News 1. Liberty Marching Band doing their performance here at halftime. We already heard from the UA band, and you saw 3-3 our score between these two teams. This regional semifinal game here tonight, round 3 of the OHSAA playoffs here on Spectrum News 1. So, Chris, it's been a defensive struggle here tonight. Very indicative of our 3-3 score. Tell me about this UA defense and what's impressed you out of them so far tonight.
Exactly what I thought I would get coming to see them. In the right place at the right time. Very sound. Gap responsibility up front with the defense, defensive line. Defensive backs are making plays in space, tackling. Just gave up a few big plays to give up that field goal.
So Jake Struck is one of their most important players. He plays running back. He plays wide receiver. They've had a tough time getting him involved, but some of these plays are why they need to get him more involved in the second half.
Yeah, and one of the things I want to talk about to the quarterback is throw the ball on time, because those guys are open early. But he was able to stay alive and to make a great play downfield. He's their playmaker, and they're going to go as far as he does. So they got to get him in the ball second half.
I felt like they abandoned the run in that first half. I mean, Coach Buttermore was the guy before the game that said, I don't know if we're going to be able to run the ball against them tonight. It never entered my mind that Liberty would be a team that would just kind of abandon their run game so far tonight.
Well, you remember seeing them against Orange. Those guys, they had a great run game going in, but they took advantage of some opportunities in space with their playmakers. And I kind of saw the same thing. They had some number games where you could take advantage, but your quarterback has to throw the ball on time. I think he's holding it on too long, but look for them to get back to their run game, mix it up, and get back to their winning remedy there, I should say.
Yeah. All right, so that's what halftime's for, adjustments, right? We'll see what adjustments are made. More to come here at halftime, 3-3. UA and Liberty tonight on Spectrum News 1. Spectrum News 1, news from a new perspective. We're dedicated to refreshing storytelling and empowering communities across the Buckeye State with your local forecast every 10 minutes and all the essential news you need 24/7. Plus in-depth shows and exclusives focused on your community. Always Ohio, always refreshing, always on. We're Spectrum News 1. Todd Bell, Chris Wallace with you here. 3-3 our score here at the break. A low scoring, couple of field goals on both sides here in our first half. It'll be UA starting with a ball in the third quarter, and this is a long, tradition-rich program. Mentioned that in the open, going back 100 years, and they've won a couple of state championships. Some of the early state championships, and you see there 67, 68, 69. Now that's pre-tournament. It began at 72, and then they won that state championship in 2000, kind of surprising some folks and coming out of nowhere with a state championship. I love the black and white.
Yeah.
I love the black and white stuff. Back when I used to remember how football was played in black and white.
Yeah.
Here's some of the other historical alumni. You know the one I love the most? Beverly D'Angelo, because my favorite holiday movie, Christmas Vacation, is coming up. Oh, Clark, she would always say, right? But what about this here? George Smoot, he won $1 million. Are you smarter than a fifth grader? I bet you're smarter than a fifth grader, Chris Wallace.
Don't put it on me
Chris
right
Wallace,
now.
You're smarter than a fifth
Don't you put
grader.
it on me.
What was the question that he won $1 million with? What U.S. state is home to the Acadia National Park? You're an educator. You know the answer to this.
Can I make a phone call?
No, that's the wrong show. That's the wrong show. I was smarter than a fifth grader. You got to call an educator. Pick, I don't know, Montana. I have no idea.
Let's say Montana.
All right,
I will go with Montana.
Maine? Maine is the final answer? They have national parks in Maine. There's a lot of moose. A lot of moose in Maine. You ever been to Maine? You've never been to Maine, have you?
I just start talking about lacrosse. So, no.
Maine is not up your alley just yet. I'm getting you culturized.
Yeah. Acadia National Park. I'm
In
headed
Maine.
your way.
I've been to Maine. I've been to Portland, Maine quite a bit. Beautiful area up there. Very cold all the time. All right, second half adjustments. UA is going to get the ball first. They've been able to move it. They came away with only 3 points in the first half. Offensively, what would you like to see UA do here in the second half?
I just want them to keep fighting. They've been right there. They're executing. Quarterback's playing solid. We're one play away from probably making a big play. We had one drop with Wolbert. I just keep doing what you're doing and keep fighting and be in the spot.
Just got to finish the drive.
Yeah,
what about on the other side for Liberty? Again, it looks like UA is only going to rush 3 guys. They're going to drop 8. Maybe they bring a 4th that was spying. They've been getting to the quarterback. What would their adjustment be here in the second half?
Leonard needs to just take what they give you. Get rid of the ball when they're passing the ball. Let's get Jake Struck. Let's hand him the ball, get going. And defensively, DBs need to come up and challenge a little bit. They're giving a lot of space, and they're taking advantage of that intermediate pass game.
John Sansbury, head coach at Liberty. His team lost in round 2 a year ago to Kaufman 17-14. 17th all-time playoff appearance for Liberty. 22 wins and 16 losses. And he's got his Patriots in a tie game here at the break. The winner will play the winner between Pick North and Olentangy Berlin. Boy, what a sight that would be if it was 2 Olentangy schools playing in a regional final game next week. Right now that game is about 4 minutes deep into the third quarter. Pick North with a 10-7 advantage. So tight one going on as well tonight over at St. Francis de Sales High School here in Columbus. Kickoff is away. Braun's going to take it from the 5 for Upper Arlington. And he'll work his way out near the 25-yard line, and that's where UA will have it 1st and 10 to begin this third quarter of action. So quarterback Kyle Cox, solid first half. You know, the one thing that jumps out at me, no turnovers. Really not even anything close to a turnover in that first half tonight.
Yeah, he's been real solid. Like I said, it's not much you want to coach him up on. You just want to encourage him and keep going. And I know Coach Buttermore is saying, we got him right where we want him. This is our type of game. So let's see how we come out here this second half and get moving down the field.
Yeah, in spite of the fact they won a 31-28 game earlier this year, I feel like he's probably much more comfortable where the score is right now. Cox to the air on first down. Wolpert falls down. Did he make the catch? Well, we've got 2 officials saying yes, and they're going to give him the catch at the 30-yard line. So it'll be 5 on first down to Trent Wolpert. He's made the hard ones tonight. He dropped the easy one.
Yeah, and like I said, I really want to see Liberty come up and challenge and take that away and force them to try to get the ball downfield with some pressure. But they're choosing to stay back right now.
2nd down and 5 from the 30-yard line. Drew Theodore has been the running back tonight. He and Jaden Shinabong have shared the carries. Theodore, nice hole, bounced off of a blocker, got 4 to the 34. And it'll be 3rd down and short. Austin Stamp, one of the 3 Patriots, along with Cameron Cole in there on the tackle for Liberty.
I love how they're shifting from the boundary to the wide side. Liberty's, the top 3 linemen are shifting, but the defensive end is staying in where he is prior to them shifting, and there's creating a nice little gap. And they finally came out here and tried to take advantage of it there.
They've got 4 on the defensive front. Direct snap to Backus, and he'll carry a Patriot for a first down. So Luke Backus, who is their backup quarterback, plays a little wide receiver for them, will carry. He's got 34 rushes now on the season, and that'll be a first down. Oh, good cut there to find that hole.
Real good, and it was a good cut block, and he was able to cut up there. You only need a yard. Way to get your nose in there and get the chains moving.
So it'll be 1st down and 10 on the initial possession of the third quarter for the Golden Bears. High snap, Cox bobbles and just fights his way forward. It actually looks like he got a yard. Looked like Theodore, the running back, was trying to take the ball from him, but Cox wisely just salvaged that play and got him a yard.
Yeah, good job. Just securing the ball and get downhill. Get back, try your best to get back to the line of scrimmage when something like that happens. Great quarterback play right there.
Bo Schaefer, their junior center. More on that here in a moment on 2nd down and 9. Cox, quick one over the middle, caught by Sweeney. First down as he slips out of a tackle and dives ahead to the 44-yard line. That'll be an 18-yard pickup to Wally Sweeney. 1st and 10 for the Upper Arlington Golden Bears.
Good job with the play action. Squeezed it in that tight window right there to Sweeney. And then after that, Sweeney does his job, gets a couple extra yards. And like I said, nothing's changed with what Upper Arlington's doing.
1st and 10 for the Golden Bears at the 44-yard line as they'll take a peek over to that far side of the field. Already 3 minutes gone by here in the 3rd on a possession that began at their own 25-yard line. Diadu buried at the line. Landon Hersey, linebacker, will make the tackle right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and long.
Great job by the defense. This whole drive, they've been getting 4 to 5 yards on 1st down. We've got them in a 2nd and 10 now. So this is where Liberty wants to be. Let's see if they can bear down right here and on 2nd down.
Bo Schaefer, the center. Do you know his dad?
Yeah, I do.
Who's that Michael Schaefer guy out there you were hugging up on earlier tonight?
He used to protect my blind side back in the day.
Very important human being in your life.
I still love him to this day. That's why I'm here.
And he's coaching now for UA. Throw over the middle by Cox. That one skips into Wolpert and incomplete. Tyler Thornton and Landon Hersey back there in coverage for the Patriots.
Yeah, and that's just not, they're just not executing. Those guys are open. And I really want those DBs to come up and challenge and play a little more active. They seem a little timid.
Rare misthrow tonight by senior quarterback Kyle Cox. So a 3rd and long now for the Golden Bears, making their 20th all-time playoff appearance. Last year, got all the way to the regional finals, trying to get back there with a win tonight.
Got a hold.
Cox on the roll. Sweeney wide open. Penalty markers are down behind the play as Sweeney is tackled at the 12. And another big play in this game is coming back. Each side now has had a big one be called back via the hold.
I was wondering if they was going to throw that. I saw it. I think that's a good job by the ref. Seeing the result of the play, not to stop the flow of the game, but that hold clearly was a result of him having time to find that receiver.
Yeah, it looked like Ryan Shapter, the defensive end, was the Patriot who kind of got buried on that play. So
Holding. Offense number 70. 10 yards from the previous spot. Still 3rd down.
You can see it at the top of the screen right there. They didn't throw it at that time. They waited to see what the result of the play, and it definitely affected it. Great job by the referees throwing that flag on that play.
they have to get all the way down to the Liberty 34-yard line.
Another screen maybe.
Play action by Cox. Pressure coming, but he spins out of it. Sets his field. Home run ball for Sweeney. It's a jump ball. He bobbles and catches it. And it'll be 1st and goal for Upper Arlington. What a catch by Wally Sweeney.
Great play by Sweeney. Cox gave his guy a chance right there. Ball was tipped. And he was able to concentrate. That's a huge play right there. And this crowd is stunned.
Yeah, it looked like Antonio Kish, the defensive back, got a hand on it, but not enough to break it up, allowing Sweeney the grab. And if you're Kyle Cox, what do you have to lose there? Throw one up to your guy. Hey, if it's picked, it's better than a punt. Yeah.
Yeah, long punt.
1st and goal from the 2. Diadu, the running back, and we're going to get a whistle, and a timeout will be used by Upper Arlington prior to the snap. There is Wally Sweeney. Okay. And how about the arm here by Cox to get this one?
But avoiding a sack right there first and foremost, and then say, hey, there's my guy, take a shot. Got a hand on it, stayed concentrated, and Great job. Let's see if that's a touchdown saving tackle right there.
Yeah, Luke Mulder, a good job to stay with the play and run him out of bounds near the 2-yard line. Wally Sweeney, I know you love to talk about lacrosse. He's another one of those lacrosse guys. He's going to play at Albany, which many people at Albany, well, that's a very high-level lacrosse school. And that's where he's going to be playing his collegiate activities. I mean, there's talented players all over this field in a variety of sports. And that's why we're seeing some high-level play here tonight. I know it's 3-3, but I mean, there's some really good players out here tonight making plays.
Yeah, multi-sport guys.
Yeah.
I love multi-sport guys.
Coach Buttermore has been successful at every stop. Took Tri-Valley to a state championship game a number of years ago. Had a good little quick run at Granville. And now here at Upper Arlington, he has gone 47-15 in his 5 seasons in charge of UA. So the Golden Bears are going to have first and goal. And again, Luke Backus will check in as the quarterback, and they'll go empty backfield. 2 tight ends and an H-back. Theodore goes in motion. Fake it to him. Throw it over the middle to Cal Thrush for the touchdown.
Great play call.
Cal Thrush, the defensive end, headed to Michigan State, lines up at tight end and unguarded for the score.
Great play call. Loaded the box up. Sending a running back at receiver in motion.
And a big point after coming up now. In a low-scoring game, every one of these points are important. Oakley, who's got the 43-yard field goal tonight. Kick is up, and it is good. 10-3. Upper Arlington is on top as we go to timeout. Cal Thrush wide open on the throw by Backus. His first passing touchdown of the year. 10-3 Golden Bears. (10-3) now, Upper Arlington with the lead as they get set to kick things off. You see Cal Thrush, who caught that touchdown pass, his first catch of the season. Good time for it, right?
Yeah.
And remember, they called timeout right before that play. So Coach Buttermore thought, well, you know what? We got something that might work down here.
Yeah, they've been doing a great job all night with the smoke and mirrors. They had Theodore in motion on that play. Clearly the defense was thinking he was going to try to get on the perimeter like they've been trying.
Oakley will kick a shorter kickoff this time. It'll be fielded inside the 25 of the return, out around the 31-yard line, where Liberty will take over 1st and 10. Patriots have had a pretty good run, not only in football over years, but in other sports. And you see, especially recently, boys and girls lacrosse last year winning state titles, ice hockey the year before. Oh, you know who plays hockey for them too is Jake Struck.
Yeah.
I think Andrew Leonard also on that hockey team. I don't want to see Jake Struck on skates. My son plays hockey and I'm terrified.
How tall is he actually on skates?
Oh, very. Whatever very is. And Liberty's had a lot of great success. Now they're trying to get to a regional final in football here in 2024, but they got work to do. They'll start on the ground, their first possession of the 3rd quarter. And it's Jake Struck for 12 and a first down. I got to think, Chris, that they want to come out here and try and be a little more physical here on this possession.
Yeah, good job getting back to the run.
Grayson Davis on the run, beg your pardon.
Yeah, that was Grayson up the gut. But, yeah, like we talked about, getting back to the running game and getting back to their winning remedy.
Yeah, Davis has had a good year, over 500 yards coming in, averaging 4.5 yards per carry, and you see the back of the sophomore right there. From the 43, Leonard this time on the ground. And he'll stick his nose in there and pick up 4-ish out to the 46-yard line on the run there by Andrew Leonard. Just to refresh you, if you're joining us, this is an offense that averages 30 points a game, 334 yards of total offense against an incredibly stingy defensive UA that gives up less than 200 yards of offense per game. And thus far, it's been the UA defense that has had the upper hand. Second down. Leonard for Struck. Just a little off with the timing. And it'll be third down. Luke Nelson and Jake Braun were in there on the coverage. They have just, Chris, not let Liberty get in any kind of a rhythm so far tonight.
Yeah, they've done a great job of mixing it up and finding ways to disrupt Leonard and have him hold the ball and scramble around. So they're doing a great job right now. I'm very impressed with their performance thus far.
Patriots will need the 47 of UA. Some noise coming from that Golden Bear cheering section. They rush 4. Leonard steps to his left, throws downfield, and it is intercepted. Jake Braun has got the INT for UA. They were trying to hit Struck coming back over the middle. It was underthrown. And for Jake Braun, interception number 4 this season.
That's a hold call on Liberty.
Yep. Once again, in the right place at the right time, disciplined coverage, making him find receivers in holes, and when you hold the ball, they're able to break on it. And there's that turnover that either team's been waiting on.
And for Andrew Leonard, who's thrown about 250 passes this year, only his 5th interception of the season. So the Golden Bears do have the first takeaway of the game, and they've got possession of the ball and a 7-point lead. Senior quarterback Kyle Cox, second team All-Central District, will take the snap, hands it off to Jaden Shinabong, trying to get outside, and that's not a thing. Austin Stamp, terrific tackle. He had a great game, 8 tackles. 2 tackles for loss, 2 sacks when these teams met about 6 weeks ago. Makes the stop here.
Great job by Stamp coming out there, getting some life back into the Liberty sideline and that defense. This game is far from over. Both of these teams are steadfast, and defense just has to pick up their offense right now until they get it going.
Loss of 2, 2nd and 12. Cox on the boot, has to outrun the edge. And we'll get to the boundary and out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage. Well, there's a little oomph in this defense. Carter Kuhn, Austin Stamp were over there defensively for the Patriots. I just feel like they're playing on a different tempo now all of a sudden after the turnover.
Yeah, you've come too far to lay down now. So if your offense isn't getting it going, you got to tighten up on the defensive end. So here we go, 3rd and long.
Golden Bears, the number 5 seed. This region far from chalk. 1, 5, 6, 7 are the remaining seeds in this region. 3rd down, they've got to get to the 42-yard line here. Cox with a trio of receivers to the bottom. Liberty showing blitz. They flip it to Corna, and he'll be brought down at the 39-yard line. Only the 2nd catch of the year for senior Zach Corna. Picked up a little bit of yardage, but Liberty a great job of getting the ball back right after the turnover.
Yeah, great open field tackle right there. They knew they were blitzing. They were able to counteract. Both teams are familiar with tendencies, but Cush was able to come up and make that great tackle and force a punt.
Oakley's punt headed towards Jake Struck, who will fair catch it at the 28-yard line. So Liberty will have it with 4:22 to play here in the 3rd, trailing by a score of 10-3. Earlier in the game, we highlighted the all-district performers for Upper Arlington. Here are the guys, as it was announced earlier this week, all-central performers for Olentangy Liberty.
Yeah, solid team, lots of weapons. Looking forward to seeing see Liberty kind of get the ball to these weapons here, this drive right here.
Christian Moulton has been very quiet tonight for the Patriots. So they will spot the football at the 30-yard line. Liberty trailing 10-3. This is their 2nd possession, 3rd quarter. Grayson Davis can't find anything. Dom Bennett will make the tackle for Upper Arlington.
And they still are giving the hitch route to Moulton out here. I would like to see them try to get him the ball a little bit and get him back into the flow of the game here.
This is a defense. Gave up 7 rushing touchdowns, 7 passing touchdowns this year. That's it. And had their 15th takeaway of the year a moment ago. They're now +6 in the turnover margin. Here's the out, caught by Goodwin. He'll turn forward and out of bounds. First down at the 42-yard line. So junior receiver Ben Goodwin, his second grab of the night. And the Patriots will have it 1st and 10.
That's there. And when I'm saying Moulton, he's on. That's that hole. That's the hole that they're giving. They're just running the slot to that spot and running Moulton off, but it's there.
So an important first down for Liberty. As you look right down the line of scrimmage, Grayson Davis, nice hole off the left side, but a marker is down. So is Davis at midfield, and boy, a couple of times tonight, Dom Bennett made that tackle. The reason why some of these holes have been so big, well, the plays have come back because of holding. Here's Keith Jackson.
Holding. Offense number 66. 10 yards from the previous spot. It's first down.
So this will come back. I guess if you're going to have a holding penalty, it's best to do it on first down. Gives yourself an opportunity to make up those 10 yards. Penalties have hurt both teams tonight. Liberty had a kickoff return for a touchdown in the first half called back because of a holding penalty. Central District Offensive Player of the Year, Leonard with the ball in his hands.
Got him.
Being pressured, dumps it off. Davis going to be hit immediately at the 31-yard line and ridden out of bounds. James Wilcox hit him first. That'll be a short, no gain at all. Back to the line of scrimmage, the 33.
Moulton is open down the field. I don't know if you'll see him cross the screen, but he's open. You got to be able to see that as a quarterback. And that's what we've been talking about all game.
So is there something that UA is doing in their secondary that might be confusing Leonard as to why he maybe is not seeing?
I don't think so, because when you go 2 by 2, this safety right here has to guard the slot receiver, which isolates Moulton one-on-one.
Leonard again, scrambling. And he'll be knocked down from behind by Thrush. Wilcox was in there along with Ardella. That'll be a gain of 7 out to the 40-yard line. UA's Dom Bennett lost his helmet, so he'll have to check out for a play. It'll be 3rd and 12 for the Patriots.
Yeah, they're in the right formation to get the single coverage. Just not sure. He's running the route. I'm just not sure what he's looking at right there.
Again, the UA fans getting behind their defense. A little more pensive for Liberty, who will need the 48 of UA for a first down. They bring an extra man. Leonard steps up, got out of a tackle, throws to an open Goodwin. First down, up the sideline he goes, and out of bounds at the 37-yard line. Jake Braun will make the tackle. What a play by Andrew Leonard to keep the play alive. Got the throw to the wide open Goodwin downfield.
Big play by Leonard, hanging on to it. Been doing that all game, was able to get rid of it right there. Got it to the big fella, and he was able to rumble for a first down. Got the chains moving, got some life back into the Liberty offense here.
And remember, that started 1st and 20 for Liberty, and able to pick up the first down. Inside UA territory, trailing by 7. Grayson Davis trying to keep the feet moving, but not a lot there. Jason Milo, linebacker, came up and forced him back into the middle of the pile, and Davis fell forward for a couple. This possession began back at its own 30. A couple of first downs now with 90 seconds to go here in the third. And UA clinging to the 7-point lead as Coach Sansbury on the sideline looks on.
Two by two again.
Leonard fakes the pass left. Deep ball downfield towards the goal line, and a diving try is incomplete, and a penalty marker comes in. Christian Moulton, I beg your pardon, Gino Sukac was the intended receiver.
Good coverage. She must have got a little handsy there.
Pass interference, defense, number 7, 15 yards will result in a first down.
Noah Gellert is the guilty party. You get to play official at home.
Fake the bubble screen, so he immediately goes to the number 1 receiver. Just got there a little too soon for the pass interference.
Moves the football to the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 Patriots. Moulton dropped the ball. Was trying to get downfield, and I guess sometimes, Chris, when you're a Christian Moulton and you're such an integral part of the offense, you just want the ball so badly that the simple things sometimes elude you.
Yeah, probably hasn't touched it since probably the first quarter, early in the second.
While, yeah.
It's a little frigid out there. It's a little different than up here in the box. So you want to get them boys, you want to get those type of guys active early and get them some touches. It was a good attempt.
Leonard to the air on 2nd down. Goodwin caught it. Touchdown UA. Yes. He stretched far enough to get into the end zone. Ben Goodwin 20 yards out.
Great ball. When you're 6'3", 185, you just got to put it in the vicinity, and he's been pulling it down all night. Times like this, you got to have an X factor. Struck Moulton, but you got to have somebody else, and Ben said, hey, I'm here, I'm available. Put it in my area, I'll bring it down.
Sean Hendricks for the point after. And we are tied at 10. What an answer by Liberty after the Leonard interception. He throws his 37th touchdown of the year.
Yeah, this is a smash corner route, running a hitch with Moulton in a corner. He was able to put it on the line. You couldn't float that because they were going to get to it. Made a great throw, one of his better throws of the night, on time, like we've been talking about all night, and gave Goodwin a great chance to make a play, and Goodwin did just that and tied this ball game up.
2nd receiving touchdown of the year for Ben Goodwin, who had the big catch on the 3rd down and long earlier in the possession, and then at 6'3", able to go up into the air and haul that one in. And we're back to an even game in the last minute of play here in the 3rd quarter.
You just saw Moulton fixing his chin strap, fixing Goodwin's chin strap. You love that out of a primetime player. He's been very quiet, but he's still into the game, and he's the first one over there celebrating. That's why this team is here, and that's why UA's here. And I love these two teams competing tonight. It's a great game, great atmosphere. Here we go, here we go.
Carson O'Mara, a sophomore, will kick it away. And it'll be fielded in the end zone. That's a touchback. UA will have it at the 20-yard line. Spectrum News 1 and the Spectrum News app are your exclusive homes for live football playoff games and the state championships. Postseason coverage continues next Friday with the regional finals. Live coverage beginning at 7 p.m. State championships run December 5th through 7th. Games are available through SpectrumNews1.com and OHSAA.tv. It's all on Spectrum News 1, your home for high school sports. And late 4th quarter, Berlin trails Pick North 10-7 as those two teams battle downtown at St. Francis de Sales High School. 1st and 10, Upper Arlington from its own 20-yard line. Theato got out of that tackle and is going to have a first down. Boy, a rare missed tackle by the Liberty defense. And for Drew Theodore, he's got a first down.
Yeah, Lincoln Gardner wish he had that one back. He's grabbing his face mask right now. Love how he shoots this gap. Hey, great feet right there by Theodore, though. Made him miss. Got to keep your head up and wrap him up.
Second down. Or beg your pardon, first down. Over the middle. And a juggling attempt by Parker is incomplete. Boy, a really well thrown ball by Kyle Cox.
Yeah. Kyle is on point tonight. He's been on point all night. Just had a couple times where a guy's got to make his play. Look at that. He's open. He's got to catch that the first time, and that's a completion.
Parker 9 catches coming into tonight at a touchdown grab, but unable to hang on to that one. So it'll be 2nd and 10 now for UA. Late here in our third quarter. Cox throws, Backus comes back to it, shy of the first down, out of bounds near the 38-yard line, so that'll be a gain of 8 as Luke Backus will make the grab.
Great job of moving the pocket that time. They knew pressure was coming. I love how they're reacting off of the tendencies of each other. This is a great game, great coaching staffs. I'm loving it.
Third and short. Backus will be the quarterback. Takes the high snap, hurdles his way forward, and he's got the first down. He only had to get across the 40, and Backus was able to do so. Well, he's done a little bit of everything tonight. He's caught a pass, he's run for a first down, and that will be the final play of our third quarter here tonight. Upper Arlington and Liberty. UA won the regular season meeting earlier this year. Here in the third quarter, a couple of touchdowns after we were tied at 3. Backus hitting Cal Thrush over the middle. Ben Goodwin from Andrew Leonard for Liberty. And we're all tied, headed to the fourth tonight on Spectrum News 1. Stay with us. We'll start our fourth quarter tonight at Westerville Central along with Chris Wallace. This is Todd Bell. Happy you are with us here in this regional semifinal game, and a dandy so far here tonight. First play, fourth quarter, 1st and 10, Upper Arlington. Kyle Cox, deep ball to a wide open Sweeney, and he'll dive ahead to the 41-yard line. From 141 to the other, what a throw. That's such a long throw, and Kyle Cox hit him right on the 2.
Yeah, he's standing by himself. I'm not sure where they're getting lost with him, but he's by himself over there. And you can't leave a guy that makes plays like Sweeney all alone like that.
1st and 10, Upper Arlington. You're just getting home on a Friday night. Tight one throughout. UA led 3-0 at the end of one. 3-3 at half. Both teams with passing touchdowns in the third quarter. Now UA's got it on the move here in the fourth. And a little trickery.
Oh,
Cox.
he's open.
Downfield. Parker up the sideline. Inside the 10. It'll be 1st and goal on a play that had backyard written all over it. Nearly a disaster. And it turns into a big play for UA.
Way to stay calm in the midst of chaos and execute this play.
Where did you start yelling, no, 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 no?
I was like, what's going on? I saw the blitz. Liberty brought the house. UA was still able to stay calm and execute that and find the receiver. I mean, great play, great execution by those young men out there.
And it's 1st and goal for the Golden Bears, who've now got to figure out a way to get it into the end zone. Not much in the way of the ground attack tonight. Backus backcourt of the end zone. Goodwin's back there defensively. Did he intercept that? He did. Holy smokes. Ben Goodwin, who had a great catch a moment ago for a touchdown, just took away 6 points.
Coach Sansbury said he was worried about the fade route in the game. I think he got hurt last game, and he said Ben Goodwin's one of our big guys. We're going to put him in on defense. Look at the concentration and hanging on as he catches it. Now that was strategy. I talked to Coach Sansbury. He said, I got a big receiver, Chris, and we're going to put him into that red zone, try to take away their fade because they are deadly at it.
I mean, he's not anywhere to be found on the defensive depth chart, but hey, sometimes you get into the situations and players just got to play.
Hey, it's the playoffs. It's the playoffs. You put your best people out at certain times and give them a chance to make plays, and that's exactly what Coach Sansbury did.
19th takeaway by this Liberty defense this year, and they've got the ball in a tie game. And on first down, a nice little 6-yard run here out to the 26-yard line.
And they better be careful. He almost got to that second level.
That was Jake Struck this time. Might expect to see him a little bit more in the backfield as we start to get into crunch time here in the fourth quarter. Struck will remain in the backfield next to the quarterback, Andrew Leonard. Leonard this time, and he's going to be buried at the line of scrimmage. They looked a little confused there in the backfield because Struck kind of turned around and was wondering what was going on. Let's look at that interception one more time here, Chris.
It was on point, but you got a big guy on Wolbert there. Like, they haven't seen that matchup. They haven't seen him out there, and he was able to make that play. Great concentration.
Now a big third down here for Liberty. We almost get a feeling like the next score in this game might be the game winner. Grayson Davis checks back into the backfield. Struck is a receiver in the slot here to the near side. Leonard fake pumps once, throws a bullet. Moulton the catch. First down at the 32-yard line. And the Patriots will move the chains.
And that's that hole I've been talking about, that play side flat area. It's there, and they just scored on that corner route and that same route combination. That time Leonard made the good decision on time. He's starting to throw the ball on time, and Liberty's in a rhythm now.
You see that game has gone final between Pick North and Olentangy Berlin. 10-7 final for the Panthers. They will wait and play the winner of this game here tonight between Liberty and Upper Arlington. Short run on the first down play. Coach Sansbury, he's the defensive mastermind of this Liberty football team. Second down and 9. Struck will be the running back. Fake it to him over the middle, and a catch is made. Jonah Lloyd juggling it as he went to his knees. Lloyd only his 12th catch of the year, just shy of the first down.
Would have liked to keep him on his feet right there. He could have had some running room. He had some room to run a little bit. They were coming, but we probably would have got that first down to be able to keep him on his feet.
Oh, the ball hit the turf. Snap never got back. Liberty fortunate to fall on the football. And a miscue will make it 4th and a little more than 2. Boy, the center, Liam Hayward, snapped it off the inside of his knee. And the punting unit has to come out onto the field, Chris.
That's a tough one. Got 3 times. Yeah, you got 3 timeouts, 6 minutes. You've had trouble stopping them. You've had trouble stopping UA from moving the ball. But it's a tie ball game. Uh-oh.
And he's going to look to take off, and he's not going to get there.
Oh, my.
Gino Suckoch, who does that rugby style and perhaps thought he saw something he didn't see, and the UA defense will get a stop and a takeaway. Well, that closed up in a hurry.
Oh, I feel your pain, son.
And with just under 6.5 minutes to go in a tie game, Upper Arlington takes over at the Liberty 36-yard line. First time tonight either team has begun a possession in the other's territory. And Cox to throw it on first down. He throws into traffic and over the head of Sweeney and incomplete. Antonio Kish was there for the coverage. We do have penalty markers down, and we've got an eligible downfield on UA.
Might have been all right if he got rid of that and took the short route right away, because he was open. First time I seen him hold on to the ball and not settle.
Keith Johnson.
Ineligible receiver downfield, offense, number 77, 5 yards, still first down.
That's still first down now? I thought that's always.
Intentional grounding would be a loss of down. Ineligible downfield is just a 5-yarder.
First and 15, from the 41.
I've just been coaching. I don't know too much about all that.
Throw it. Just throw it. That's what signal the play in. Throw it. First down from the 41 now. Parker in motion. Cox again in traffic. That one gets in there and caught at the 31-yard line.
Great ball. They were all over that.
And that was Wolpert who made the catch and paid for it. And you see him kind of get up and shrugging his shoulders a little bit, making sure everything's still attached.
Hit this tight window.
I told you, he has a much stronger arm than you would think just by looking at him. Second down, where they got the 5 yards and then 6 more back. Diadu on the run. First down, but a marker comes in.
Diadu on the carry, a flag on the play.
This one's coming back.
Uncharacteristic penalties from both teams.
Yeah, well, we've seen our share of holding penalties tonight. I think that's because those guys on the defensive line are really good.
Yeah.
Holding, offense, number 32, 10 yards from the previous spot, second down.
I mean, these are two top-notch defenses that are squaring off against each other tonight. So it'll back them up and make it second down and 13.
Got to get after the quarterback here.
3 on the down line for Liberty. Now they shift and bring a fourth up. Play action again for Cox. Down the middle of the field. Wolpert is the intended receiver, and he overshoots him about 5 yards into the end zone. And it'll be third down and long for the Golden Bears.
It's like he had Tristan DePhillips wide open coming across that middle there.
Tense moments back into the fourth quarter of a tie game with a regional final berth on the line.
Look for them. If they get about at least 6, maybe this might be a 2-down territory situation. They can get some yardage.
Cox steps up, coming from behind. He dumps it off. Diadu ahead to the 35 and to the 31. So from here, it'll be fourth and about 5, but they also might think about a field goal here, Chris.
Yes, they could.
Already tonight, a 43-yarder by Oakley. It would be 48 from here.
Here it is.
What a wise play here, because Cox, I don't know if he felt the defender behind him or not, that could have been a huge loss. That got him 8 yards and a field goal try.
Now don't jump off sides.
Oakley, 8 of 14 this year, kicked his season-long 43-yarder in the first. This, a 48-yarder for the lead. It is good!
Wow.
Edward Oakley, from 43 earlier and now from 48, has given up for Arlington the lead. Timeout on the field with 4:12 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Golden Bears, on the strength of the sophomore Oakley, have the lead. The 9th field goal of the year, second of the night, by sophomore Edward Oakley, has given Upper Arlington a slim 13-10 margin. And I go back to now that third down play, Chris. How big was that Cox was able to get that ball off to Theodore to get him 8 yards? Because I think they needed all 8 of those to get to that 48-yard field goal try.
It's a game of inches, and he was able to get that away, get it to his to the running back, got him in position to make the field goal.
And now you've got Goodwin and Kish back to receive. To start the third, they kicked it short. Looks like they're going to do the same thing here. And it'll be fielded by Lloyd and immediately run out of bounds by Braun at the 33-yard line. Want to watch a replay of tonight's game or any other OHSAA game of the week this season? Head to SpectrumNews1.com and click on in Ohio City. Then choose the stream Ohio High School Sports banner on the top of the homepage. Spectrum News 1 and SpectrumNews.com, your home for high school sports. All right, plenty of time, over 4 minutes. All 3 timeouts remaining for Liberty, so they don't have to abandon anything here, and they just need 3, and their kicker tonight, and Sean Hendricks, has a field goal of his own. First down for the district player of the year.
He's open. He's open.
Leonard bouncing off his own man. Now will take off, and he'll pick up about 7 yards out to the 41-yard line.
Ben Goodwin was waiting for him in the center of the field. I'm not quite sure what he's seeing there, Todd. There's Goodwin. I just think that pressure is just succumbing to him, and just can't find it.
And we've got encroachment here on the UA defense. That'll be a first down.
Dead ball, encroachment, defense, number 59, 5 yards, will result in a first down.
Nicky Sheehan, defensive end, along with Bennett and Thrush, the 3 guys that have been trying to chase down Andrew Leonard all night tonight. So already the ball out to the 45-yard line here for Liberty. Bears bringing pressure. Leonard sacked. Nick Ardella.
Big play. Just kind of whiffed right there. He was able to get that pressure and make the big sack.
Nick Ardella is listed as a safety, but this guy spends so much time in the backfield. Second and forever now for the Patriots. Leonard over the middle. That's a really good throw and catch. And it was Ben Goodwin again, who's had a huge role offensively and defensively here in this second half. And it'll give him a third and about 7. That's a big pickup, Chris.
Yes. There's a little pressure here.
Leonard looking over here, open receiver. That is caught by Suckach and a first down at the 40-yard line.
Good play, way to stand in there that time. The player of the year stood in that pocket and made a great throw to Suckach right there for the first down. That's what you need. You got the player of the year back there. You got to put the ball in his hands. Stepped into his throw, big time, long throw right there, and he fumbled. He was able to recover it right there.
After a gain of 12, first down to the outside. Goodwin bounces off of one. Ardella able to ramp him up to 32-yard line. That is a gain of 8 on first down, and the Patriots now, with under 2 minutes to go in this regional semifinal, to the Golden Bear 32-yard line.
Now you want to be careful of the cornerback coming up on the out route because the safety's got over top.
Again, pressure comes over the middle. Moulton at the 20-yard line, first down. Ramped up on the play by Luke Nelson.
There he is over the middle. Over the middle's been there. He's starting to see it now. Here we go. Keep it going. You got the defense on their heels. Stay in the spread formation. You got your flat out. You got your out routes ready to take.
Fake punt, Leonard. Now throws late. And Sakat couldn't hang on. Shy of the 5-yard line, and the incompletion will stop the clock and allow everybody to kind of go. Second down and 10 from the 18-yard line.
Second down and 10. We're on the 18.
That guy calm, cool, and collected right now.
Look for this D line. If they're not going to put pressure, these ends are going to try to play mirror and try to get a hand on the ball here. Try to take away his vision. Here comes some pressure. Got him.
Cal Thrush, a little anxious, jumped into the neutral zone. A free 5 yards for the Patriots.
Now that's huge. That puts you in a real manageable spot where you can take a swing route.
Defense, number 97, 5 yards, second down.
Now, if you're Liberty, yeah, you want the touchdown. You want to go ahead, but you also know that you only need 3 right now.
Absolutely.
So you've got to remind Andrew Leonard to be very careful with the football.
And hopefully he's the player of the year, and that's only what he threw his 5th interception on the year today. So he's usually careful with the ball. That's why he holds on to it too.
From the 13-yard line. Leonard being chased, just throws it up, and it's incomplete. And it'll be third down and 5.
We were just talking about taking care of the ball.
It'll be third down and 5.
And that was Sheehan that got the pressure.
Sheehan balled it in there, but there was a receiver there. Wasn't no intentional.
Third down and 5 from the 13-yard line, trailing by 3. 1 minute exactly to go in the fourth quarter.
I think you can get a hitch. I know they're.
And Liberty's going to use timeouts.
Timeout on the field. Called by
So the Patriots will use their first timeout of the second half. Our community is incredibly dynamic and diverse in many ways, and so is our weather. That's why at Spectrum News 1, we make sure that you have the accurate information to help you plan your day every day. We know Ohio weather can change quickly, and when it does, we're here tracking it all so that you know what to expect next. Watch the Spectrum News 1 weather experts on your TV and on the go with the Spectrum News app exclusively on Spectrum. So Liberty uses the timeout, kind of bring everybody over in huddle and go over what they want to do. Andrew Leonard, senior quarterback, 37 touchdowns on the year. Here's what he has done on this fourth quarter drive, Chris.
Yeah, you're the player of the year for this conference, and he was able to make some plays. He's got the defense on their heels. They're in a little prevent. He's fine in the middle of the field there to his playmaker Moulton. And now he's got his team in position to at least tie it up or possibly take the win here.
Grayson Davis is the running back. Struck and Sakat are near side. Moulton and Goodwin are to the right. Low snap, quick throw. Sakat at the 5, slips out of a tackle, seeks the end zone, and he's in for a Liberty go-ahead touchdown.
Big time play right there, breaking the tackles. They gave up the hitch all the way down the field. They were giving the play side flats up all night long. They was able to get in a rhythm and get it out there to the playmaker. And here we are, 16-3.
And again, a big extra point here to make it a 4-point lead. Sean Hendricks out of the Tyler Thornton hold. And it's good with 54 seconds to go. Andrew Leonard hits the grandson of Steubenville Big Red head coach Reno Sakacino for the score.
Here it is right here. I was talking about the hitch. There it is. You got to come up and make the tackle. Once you don't, hits pay dirt. Great execution, great play call, taking what they give you. We talked about that in the first, coming into the second half. Just take what they give you. And that's what he did on this drive. He took the short stuff, he threw it in rhythm, and here they are with a chance to advance to the regional championship.
67 yards on the scoring drive. And Andrew Leonard was nearly perfect on that possession. And he got catches from basically everybody, right? Moulton, Goodwin, Sakach, they all had catches on that drive. And now, if you're Liberty, it's up to the defense. If you're UA, you put the ball in the hands of a senior, Kyle Cox. They've got 2 timeouts, and they'll need a touchdown. And they have playmakers on that side of the football as well.
Yes, they do. And they've been making plays all night.
And let's see if Carson O'Maro, who's got the leg to get it into the end zone, can. He's kicking into a little bit of a wind. And this will be returnable for Jake Braun. They'll hand it off to Corna. Corna's got a little lane. He breaks out of a tackle. He's all the way to the 35 and out of bounds at the 40. Can be dangerous, but you can also hit a home run with it. And they run a reverse on the kick return, and now they're 60 yards away from advancing.
The Bears are leaving no stone unturned tonight with the reverse. I thought they might have squibbed it there.
And it was the kicker, O'Maro, that made the tackle.
Well, you got to get after Cox right here. When he's had time to move around, he's finding people 15, 20 yards down the field. Got to get pressure on him.
Out of the backfield to Corna, and he's just going to run straight for the boundary and shoved out of bounds at the 43. That'll be a gain of 3. Pretty heads-up move there by Corna. Knew he wasn't going to get a lot, and he saved him a timeout.
Very impressed with how Upper Arlington is prepared for every situation. Really impressed with that.
This is a team that lost in dramatic fashion, double overtime to Bradley last year in the regional finals.
That trips formation. Got single coverage down here for the deep ball.
Cox steps up, gets close to the boundary, throws it out of bounds. It'll be 3rd down. Well, they got 2 plays to get a first to keep this alive. Starting to run low on time now with 27 seconds to go.
Got to get after the quarterback. Got to spy the running back. Can't let him get upfield either for an easy first down. The running back has been uncovered.
They bring 4. Cox pressured, scrambling for his life. Hit and throws it. They'll say he's down, so UA will have to use a timeout. Sacked is Kyle Cox back at the 35-yard line.
They said run the clock. He's saying run the clock.
Well, UA got a timeout long ago. And so they'll talk about it. As soon as they was realized that was down, Coach Buttermore came racing up right to the referee and called timeout. So
yeah, but he did throw it. So is it an incomplete pass or was his knee down?
The referee ruled him down on the spot. So I think they're going to discuss if they're going to add time back to the clock here. And there's the indication of the timeout. So it'll come down to this, and they lost big time yardage there. Here you watch. Looked like his knee was down, and I believe it was Shapker chasing him from behind, and it was. And he was definitely down. And you see there's Coach Buttermore racing into the screen there to call timeout once he realized that it was an incomplete or a sack.
Yeah, you saw one ref going incomplete.
Right.
The other ref saying down. So great job by the ref and the scorekeeper to stay calm. Everybody's trying to jump through the booth right now, talking about running the clock.
Well, this has kind of been a rarity tonight to actually get to Cox, and Shapker, senior defensive end, made a couple of big plays tonight and makes one right there. And it'll come down to this, Chris, because they're got to get a first down to midfield to even have a hope.
Well, we knew it would come down to the end.
I mean, all they do is play these close games.
Yeah.
6 of the 9 games played between the two teams have been one score. 2 of the last 3 have gone overtime. UA won by 3 earlier this season. Right now they trail by 4. A Liberty stop shy of midfield, and that'll be the ball game.
Got to put pressure on him. Got to put pressure on him. Cox has got to find a guy. Can't take a sack. He's got room. He's got a guy. He's got a guy.
Throws way back the other way. It is caught. First down. Jake Braun at the 46-yard line, but only 8 seconds remain. And Upper Arlington is going to use its final timeout.
Timeout, Upper Arlington.
Well, if you're UA, you had to have a first down, and you did, but now you're out of time. And about now, the only thing left is maybe a shot at the end zone here if Kyle Cox can get it that far.
You maybe have one more chance to run a play and get a short out route, maybe get about 5 to 10 yards. But if I'm Liberty, I'm bringing pressure. I want to bring some pressure. I would have brought some pressure on that one right there. You're so far back. You got to hold the ball to wait till your receivers get downfield. I would like to see some pressure right there. Well, we're down to the last one here. 8 seconds.
The rights to this broadcast have been granted by the OHSAA. Any rebroadcast or republication of the programming without the written consent of Spectrum News 1 and the OHSAA is strictly prohibited.
Now, I know Upper Arlington has something up their sleeve with the pitch back, and they probably even worked on it. As prepared as they are.
Timeout, Liberty. And they've got
Timeout, Olentangy Liberty. It's their second charge.
They got one left. Well, Kyle Cox has played a whale of a game here tonight as well here for Upper Arlington. Here is some of what we saw out of the senior quarterback tonight, Chris.
He has played as solid as you could ask for in a regional semis game. He's taking care of the ball. You know, they made one big play in the red zone on the fade, but he's put his team in position. Like I said before the start of this game, he's put his team in position to win, and he even still has a chance here. Great play, great player, great quarterback. Loved what he's done this season, and he still has a chance to make a miracle here.
Pick North beat Olentangy Berlin 10-7. And Pick North waiting on this final 8 seconds to determine who they'll play in a regional final next week. Coach Justin Buttermore, what do they have here with 8 seconds to go?
I think they have a chance to throw a quick out route. They're bringing 4. Got 5 protecting, bringing 4 here. Got a chance to throw something short, and there it is.
Right over the middle. He goes down with 3 seconds. Now they'll get up and try and clock it. They got to get the offense set. Cox gets in under center and clocks it. And there will be 1 second remaining.
Are they allowed?
Yeah, there's
the tens.
As you see on our screen, it says zeros. On the scoreboard clock in-house, it's 0.9. And so UA will have 1 more play. That was impressive to get up on the line and get that, everybody set and get that clock to give them 1 shot at the end zone here. Oh. So there you see the scoreboard clock. They will have Corna, Wolpert, and Cal Thrush at the top, and timeout will be used by Liberty. So Cal Thrush, the big defensive end, who has a touchdown catch tonight in a goal line situation, standing 6'5". They figure he might be the best opportunity, and it's kind of interesting. The very first game of the year we had was Upper Arlington, Glenville, and the game ended on a Hail Mary trying to throw it to Cal Thrush, and it was incomplete. And it was a 6-0 win for Glenville, one of their 2 losses this year, Upper Arlington. And now the final play of this game, very, very similar. So here is how Upper Arlington, they get the completion to Braun. Chris, I thought he should have went down a little sooner, but I think he wanted to make sure he had the first down.
Great job with a heads up, though. Coming down here, getting everybody set, and stopping the clock. Great job. Don't count the Bears out just yet.
So again, look at the top of the screen. Wolpert, Corna, and Thrush. You've got a back in the backfield to protect, and Wally Sweeney is the single receiver to the near side.
Bring some heat.
Final play of the game. High snap, Cox handles it. Pressured, throws to the end zone. It's up for grabs. It's incomplete. Liberty wins.
What a game.
Great opportunity for Kyle Cox. He got it into the end zone. The carnage after the play gave him a chance. It got batted away, and Olentangy Liberty will advance to play Pickerington North in a regional final next Friday night.
Neither ball club has nothing to be ashamed of tonight.
Two head coaches have already shaken hands. You saw Coach Buttermore patting the top of the helmets of a couple of those Liberty guys. A lot of admiration and respect. There's Coach Sansbury and Coach Buttermore. Here's your last play, Chris.
Yep, they brought pressure. He got it off, and there's your chance. Your big guy right there had his hands on it.
There's a lot of people jumping up for a football right there.
Great effort by both teams. I don't know what else to say, but very impressed with both coaching staff, both teams, the way they all handled adversity during the course of this game. Everything didn't go right for either team. I said somebody has to flinch. I don't think anybody flinched. Nobody flinched.
Nope.
That was just a hard-fought game.
Liberty just made one more play than UA did tonight. And again, great sportsmanship by these two teams here tonight throughout the course of this game. And Coach Sansbury, in his second year, an alumni of Olentangy Liberty, has now taken his Patriots to a regional final. Time now for our player of the game, which is brought to you by Orthopedic One, ranked #1 in Ohio, #3 in the nation for orthopedics. Game didn't have a ton of offense tonight, but the district player of the year, Andrew Leonard, made a couple of key throws and was incredibly sharp on that game-winning drive where they scored a touchdown with a minute to go in the game.
If he didn't show it at all during the game, he showed why he's the player of the year. and why he's the staple of this Liberty offense on that final drive. Great execution, threw the ball on time, on target, and they're advancing to the regional championship.
So there you see Region 3 next Friday night. The number 1 seed Liberty will take on the number 7 seed Pickerington North. Nate Hillerich and the Panthers victorious over Berlin tonight, 10-7. How about those two semifinal games tonight, huh? A 3-pointer and a 4-pointer. This one was the blowout.
Yeah, you said it about 7 weeks ago that this region is a gauntlet, and we're seeing it now.
All right, a fun one here tonight that comes out on top for Liberty by the final score of 17-13. Make sure you're with us next Friday for regional final action of the 2024 OHSAA football playoffs. Check out SpectrumNews1.com for all the matchups available. For my partner Chris Wallace, great job by our Spectrum News 1 crew tonight with all of the great sights and sounds. This is Todd Bell. We say so long tonight from Westerville Central, where the Patriots of Liberty have advanced to the regional final, where they'll take on Pick North next Friday night. Thanks for being with us. Enjoy your Friday, everybody.